Welcome to Wise Kracks. Just me and Randy McKay today. And I might like this better. John may be out. He may be out and laminate. So, yeah, Randy is in. Randy, you're in Colorado, correct?
That's correct.
I'm in Las Vegas. Randy sent me this video today where I didn't know. I didn't know if you were in Colorado. A beautiful, and it's on your Twitter, right? At RR39.
That's correct. Yeah, I'm going to send a weekly recap of contest and everything else, and I usually walk to a mountain location and do it. So there's a lot of
You're not jumping or not. You're just walking just for the scenery, right? Okay.
Well, get some good exercise.
No, this
nice,
video is beautiful. That a beautiful bridge overlooking mountains and the water running on the giant rocks and you want to tell people where that's at? Where is that?
Yeah, that is south of Blackhawk, about 5 miles on the they call it the Canyon Road, and that's a Clear Creek Canyon, it's called. So,
and that's a clear head canyon, very very clear head you have. God bless you.
Head, yeah.
I can't get into that. I don't know why. Now listen, since we're speaking of that, listen, these contests. I actually got myself a little depressed about these contests. I think favorites of 6 or more are like 1 and 9. No matter, even though I didn't use Baltimore this week, by the way, you and Fez both sent me text. Let's not use Baltimore this week. I mean, there's better spots for them. Only the other teams that were favorite, they all lost. The only one that survived was Houston, which I have a piece of a Houston one for us. But I mean, I am just so disgusted. And you know what, Randy? I'll be honest with you. I spent too much money this year on Survivor. I will never do this again. I will never spend the amount of money I spent on Survivor like I did this year. So just wanted to tell you that. What's your opinion?
Yeah, after last year, I guess you had a little cushion to do that. So maybe
I did. I did.
And,
last year, I won about 40,000 on these things, but doesn't
matter.
Like
the thrill of it. And I'll quote a poker player, and I used to play in the main event. I played in 9 main events in my poker career, from year after Moneymaker won it in 2004 all the way up to 2012. So I'll quote a poker player on this. The day you get knocked out of now Survivor or main event is the worst day of the year. The day after, it's just like a hangover, just hits you like a ton of bricks. Unfortunately, the dream is over. You know, that big pile of cash that you think, you could see maybe at the end of the rainbow isn't there. And this year, unlike last year, when, last 2 years, we got to like 30 left, and last year got to like 13th or 14th week. This year it's over early, and it just,
oh my God,
it's a stunner, and we avoided the big bomb, and but our other 2 games, at least my other 2 games, Jacksonville and Detroit, did not come through.
I'm using the Jets. Just get it over with. I'm going to use the Jets with this last entry. I don't have to have no advice from nobody. No, I wrote that down in my notes. I just said these contests just spent so much on these things. First, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, heritagesports.eu. Heritage, been around almost 30 years. Let me just tell you, and now they have such great promotions. First of all, you're laying 108 juice, minus 108 on sides instead of laying $1.10. That equals up to so much money. Plus, they're actually giving a bonus on top of that, which I talked to one of the guys today. I was like, you guys are still giving a bonus for a sign-up bonus, a free bet bonus, which is, it's giving a bonus on top of free. Usually the bonus is the reduced juice. Now, also, they have the get out of your bet at halftime. If you don't like your bet, this week's game is Illinois versus Nebraska. If you don't like your position, you can get out of your position and get on the other side and just get out of it and get your money back up to $250 too. So shout out to Heritage. Been around for almost 3 decades. Very cool. Very good book. Randy, let's talk about a couple things going on in town here. I'm glad you're on for this. Randy, you're going to know about this, I think, because it involves video poker. So I don't know, about 8-9 months ago, a guy comes up to our buddy, our buddy that was 80 some years old, and says, hey, there's a bonus on this machine, this video poker machine. He calls me automatically. hey, Billy, there's a great bonus over here, I think. Come on over. It just so happens I'm in the sports room. He's out in the casino. And sure enough, a guy dressed very well says, hey, this Ultimate X here, these Ultimate X's, you can make some money with this. And because the Ultimate X, there's a round bonus going around, the lightning and the little squiggly lines at all times. But however, for people that don't know, seniors, it could be not senior, it could be someone 20 years old, just doesn't know it, 21 years old, doesn't know it. They just think, oh, they're listening to this guy. I ran out of money, or they have all different stories. I ran out of money. I don't have enough money. My wife, all different stories. They want you to come in there and play. And you know, it happened to my buddy 9 months ago, and it happened to someone on Monday, 2 days ago, I know. And it happened at a major strip casino, the Caesars. It happened at Caesars Palace. And boy, I wish, I told him, I said, I wish you would have recorded that. I would have put him on blast, because what they're trying to do is they're just trying to scam people into playing the Ultimate X and getting dealt something and change the game and build up the Ultimate X bonuses, which are what the machine does is, folks, for listening out there, it's a little bit confusing. If you get a big hand, now I say big hand, if you just get dealt two pair, or get dealt a full house, or get dealt a flush, or just draw to those hands, the next hand is worth 2, 3, 5, 10 times, 12 times the payout. So what they'll try to do is make someone else play, get a hand, and then change the games for them. Am I explaining that correct, Randy?
Yeah, you're explaining that real well. And there's a term for those guys. They're called creators. They're trying to create multipliers and get the tourists to create the multipliers, change the game so the multiplier stays on that game, and then go to the next game, create more multipliers, and then go to the next game, create more multipliers. They show a fake video of these guys winning a bunch of money on this particular game, Ultimate X, and that's how they sucker people into playing it. And it's being done quite a bit in Nevada.
Unbelievable.
I've seen them on downtown, a couple guys, and in fact, a friend of mine got in the middle of it where the tourist left the machine and the guy was coming back, and he didn't know that. He saw these multipliers and played it off, made a couple $1,000.
Oh, wow.
And the scumbag wanted that money from him, the creator scumbag.
Oh, wow.
He wanted that money back. And my buddy just said, nope, you're not getting it. And
unbelievable. It's a scam. So be careful out there, folks.
Yeah,
these
definitely.
People, they will. I didn't even know. I figured you should have known about it, Randy. But yeah, we've never talked about it. So just be careful what's going on out there. And these casinos, they don't even know. Do you think casino security, the last thing they want is any kind of beefs in the casino? They don't care. Let me tell you, just based on what I see with the bonus vultures and the different things that these are, the homeless people hanging out waiting for different scams and stuff. They don't want any problems. They just want to go on and let things happen because they don't want no problems in their casino. They don't want no lawsuits. Maybe it could be a certain group. It could be a certain kind of person, and they just say, hey, you're picking on females, you're picking on Asians, you're picking on, anything. And they don't want those kind of lawsuits. They let it go on, and that's just the way it is. So that's for the most part. Now, once in a while, they'll come up and do a sweep and say, hey, all you hustlers out of the casino. They'll do it once in a while, but it's not too often. Am I right, Randy?
Yeah, they'll clean out some of the trash every once in a while, and I've heard of different spots doing it, and it gets done, once in a while.
The homeless, even the homeless here, they're afraid to move homeless a lot. It's inside the casino. It could be a scary situation. So anyway, all right, let's go. I didn't know if you knew. How about, do you know about this? So the Oakland A's, they met with contractors about this proposal of the stadium. So they're proposing a stadium with 30,000 seats and 3,000 standing room only. 6 tiers. I don't get all this. 6 tiers. Yet there's only 3,000. There's 3,000 standing room only. I hope they actually do come here. I guess just because I love baseball. I grew up on baseball. I can see a lot of the teams come to town, and but I just don't know if they're gonna actually be here. They said they have to raise $800 million more. What do you think, Randy?
Wow, that seemed like a pretty steep price compared, even what they've had to pay just to get them to come and then tear down the Tropicana and everything else. They still want more on that. That's
Yeah.
starting to get to be a heavy price tag. I predict baseball will work pretty well in Las Vegas. Be a lot better than what they're playing in Oakland in that Coliseum that with rats and everything else in there. So
Right.
it'd be a nice thing, but yeah, I see they're trying to, and hopefully it gets worked out, but yeah, and unfortunately they're going on our old spot there at the Tropicana, place we used to like. So
Oh
we'll
yeah.
see what happens.
And Randy, let me ask you. I've never asked you. If I put you on the spot here, you don't have to answer where you eat. When I'm looking for like a slices of pizza and stuff. There's some good places here in town. There's some decent places where our pizza game has went up. So like South Florida pizza game has went way up from 5 years ago. Same thing with Vegas. So Miami Slice over at Fountain Blue. I like their pizza. I don't know if you ever had it. I like their pizza. I just don't like it's like $8 a slice. I don't get these pizza places now. Everyone just gouging. Good Pie. My wife was with her girlfriend shopping for antiques downtown. There's a place called Good Pie. I haven't been there. It looked good, and the square slices. They have a lot of different options. I've been to Evil Pie. Everyone said Evil Pie was so good. It's okay, but again, $6.50 for slices of pizza. I'm just not used to paying $7-8 for a slice. And you know me, Randy. I'm like you. I have an allergy to money. I don't care, but I want to pay. I go to any good pizza slice in New York, $3.50, maybe $4, but probably not. There's $3 places that are good. And I just don't get. Now I'm not going to go to those dollar joints because they're terrible. I think pizza prices are out of control in Vegas, and I have to ask you when you come here, because you come here alone sometimes without your girl. But when you're here alone, what do you eat? Or even when you're with your girl, where do you eat? Where do you guys go for things? I don't know what you do. I wanted to ask you.
Mostly comps in the casino, but we do.
Should have known that.
We do venture out and try some other restaurants. I think today you even mentioned you went to Dom DeMarco's. I haven't been to Al's place there.
I went down. Yep.
But I have been to Brooklyn's Best.
That's his place too.
Which is right. It's only a couple blocks away from downtown.
I haven't been there.
Was really good. It's the same recipe that he uses at Dom DeMarco's, so probably no different. I've been there. I haven't been to House of Siam in a while.
Oh wow! Yeah, no. Lotus, right? Lotus of Siam.
Lotus of Siam. That's what.
Boy, that's like a top restaurant here in town. Very good. We have such great restaurants. We do. Randy, you and I last time you were in town, we went to the D. You remind me of the name of the restaurant?
Andiamo.
Andiamo is fantastic. Andiamo. If I order fish in a place, because I'm really not a fish guy, but I order the same fish every time I go there. It's a mild, white, flaky fish, but their steaks too. Their Italian food. I mean, really good stuff. What did you have that night?
My go-to is the Veal Osco Bosco. I don't know if I say it right, but
almost. That's the way you say it.
Get that, or I get
Ossobuco.
Or I get one of their nice steaks, of course, and their meatball is really good.
Their meatball is good. After appetizer, their meatball, and they had some. Their sausage was good too. Very good place downtown. Downtown has some good restaurants there, and Derek has some good restaurants. What's the steakhouse at Circa called? It's the chef, Barry. Oh, Barry's. That's it.
Yep. Yeah. Barry's used to be at Barry
9. Used to be 9. Used to be the chef at 9. Yeah. No, he's a great chef there. There are some places downtown to eat there. Have you went to Oscar's? I went when it first opened. I think they're better now. I think I want to try that place. Oscar Goodman's overlooking the downtown area there.
Yeah, I've been there twice. That's a decent steakhouse as well. And really enjoyed it. And just to add, Barry has a steakhouse here in Colorado at Cripple Creek, and I've been to that once.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay, cool. And what else I can recommend down there is Vic and Anthony's at the Golden Nugget. Classic old style steakhouse. Fantastic. But there's a lot of good deals downtown too. I'll tell you. That is it not Ruth? What's the rib place? The rib place at Fremont. It's that place has been around for Tony Roma's. Tony Roma's. They have like $9.99 prime rib, $14.99. It's like literally ribs and a lobster tail. I don't know how they do it. I don't know the quality now. I haven't been there in years, but it was okay when I was down there. Binions used to have a little great flat burger grill place. How do we get off talking about the food here? I'm sorry. But all right, so I just want to talk about those prices. I think now let's get to what happened last week. Weren't you 2-1 on the sides you gave us?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think you were 2-1. By the way, no one should have lost that Houston Bears game. There were sixes in town and 6.5s everywhere. So you should not have lost. At worst, you should have pushed if you had the favorite. The dog, the favorite dog, but the dog there you had plus 6.5, which is plentiful around town. What was your other two plays?
I had Chicago, Cincinnati. Unfortunately, I had Miami on a Thursday
Cincinnati.
night.
Oh, Miami on Thursday.
That was kind of a
That kind of shocked everybody. We didn't expect that kind of. That's what's happening though. From week 1 to week 2, the overreactions, the craziness. It's just crazy what's happened in general in the NFL this year. But yet it's not. I've been saying it for decades. People come after me sometimes. Crack, why are you saying NFL is so hard to beat? We're trying to sell picks here, and you're telling people NFL. Just telling you like it is. Listen, I'll do a couple NFL sides here and there, usually one a week or something. But I live in Vegas where I get half a point on a lot of things too. So it's situational here. NFL is the toughest thing to beat, as we could see here. I want to tell you something, Randy. I talked to a few bookmakers this week. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe the money they have made here in the first 2 weeks.
No doubt.
They made more money in 3 or 4 days than they made on the Super Bowl. Some of these places in town. Yeah, I don't want to hear anybody crying all year long. This was so much. They made so much money that they're good for the season. How about that?
You won't have to get out your change bucket for them this year.
Yeah, I have that donation bucket every year when I hear them cry the 1 week or something. No, I don't put that bucket out. I don't think I'm going to put that out the whole season. What are you looking at next week, Randy? Next week. That's this week, really. What are you looking at this week? I'll pull up my screen. Just get some odds here.
So you might want to be a little careful with that third. If you want to use the Jets, you can use them, but this is a bad situation for them. This is the first time. This will be two teams this year play the same schedule, and your friend Warren Sharp brings us up. This is their third game in 10 days.
Oh, wow.
And teams that usually play these 3 games in 10 days, very poor cover rate, if not straight up loss, is very high. It hasn't happened very often, but there's 2 situations this year, the Jets and I believe Cincinnati, and this is one of them, where they got to play a third game in 10 days, and it's against the Patriots. It was 7. I wish I'd have grabbed that 7 if it goes back. I kind of like the Patriots at +7 here.
Yeah, +7. I'm even though I'm saying Survivor, +7 is a heck of a lot of points. This Jet team, I don't know. They shouldn't even have covered last week versus Tennessee. All right, so you got +6.5 on the Patriots. What's your next one?
Okay, I had Green Bay +3, but now they're saying Jordan Love might play, so that's came down all the way to 1.5. I was going to recommend even a teaser at +2.5, but I got +3 and teasers at 2.5 up to 8.5. And now,
so you're going to recommend a teaser then, because you can't give out +3 because there's no threes.
So I recommend a teaser with that, and a good leg would be Minnesota at home, taking that up to 8.5 is one of the best legs out there for a teaser.
Minnesota versus Houston, yeah.
Or Cincinnati down to 1.5 is another good teaser leg that you could add with that if you want to do a 3. Sometimes odds on 3-team teasers aren't that bad. 6-point teasers aren't bad either. If you can get +170,
I don't talk about.
+180.
If I can get +170, I used to get +180 on these. Last time I got +180 was the Golden Nugget in Atlantic City. I hit them the next weekend. I hit them for under 10 grand. And the next weekend they were +170. But still, +170 on a 3-team 6-point teaser, very good if you could find that, folks. Cincinnati at home on Monday night, prime time, in front of their home fans versus a Washington team that, I don't know, even though they beat the Giants, they might have made them look good, because I could see Cincinnati in a leg, in a teaser there. Though probably I'll probably play a 2-team teaser with the Green Bay. That's what I like. A sharp guy I know likes Houston minus the 2, and plus Circa has 1.5. I got to respect Circa's line. A 1.5 means someone bet Minnesota at Circa, so I'll probably bet that Green Bay and Cincinnati. I like that teaser. One of my buddies sent out like teasers of the year. Let me see. I'm going to give you a Fez's. He has like a teaser of the year, which someone else agreed with. The Chargers, taking the Chargers up to the 8 and taking on the other side of that Cincinnati down to the -2. So Chargers and Cincinnati is also on. I just, even though both guys agree, boy, I hate going with a road team like the Chargers. Listen, who did they beat? They beat a terrible Carolina team. And then they just got by the Raiders, which if the Raiders played up last week like they did, maybe they are better than they are, better than I think they are, I should say. But it's the lowest total. It's like 35.5 to 36. So I sometimes look at those totals, and I think the value of the teaser goes up because of that low total. What do you think?
Oh, no doubt. You're right on in that. That's a low total game. I think I have a teaser with them that I put in early, and I got it with the Saints up to plus 8.5 before the game. So I might even do a double teaser. I might even take the Eagles up to 8.5 here if I like it, but I haven't came back. And the rare double teaser where you're getting both teams plus 8.5. I've done that over the years, gotten that, but might be this week. But
let's talk about
definitely look at the totals there. If they're low,
low totals. If you could tease them through the key numbers,
more of a premium.
Game of the week, I think maybe Saints and Eagles. I mean, I just think, and I think 3 points is too many, to be honest with you. That may be a play I look at more. I took a little out here in Vegas because, again, we have the good opportunity here of having many lines. I took the Eagles +3, minus $1.10, which is now minus $1.20. But Circa still held at minus $1.20. So they still held on their number 3, where there's a lot of 2.5s out there. You like the Saints in that game? I think it's a tough spot for them. After 2 big wins, everyone thinking, wow, how can they be this good? The look-ahead line had them as an underdog in this spot versus the Eagles. I just don't know if I can trust New Orleans in this spot. Even though the Eagles did have a big letdown for us in the survivor pool and for anyone in South Philly, tough spot. We really thought the Eagles made a real blunder there by not running the ball a couple of times, even though the middle was stacked. But all Saquon had to do is catch the ball. We all know that. But still, look what happened and look at their final results. So I think this game will be the game of the week. Now, you're not recommending this game, though, but you just put it in a early teaser. Is that what you said?
No, I would recommend the Eagles at +3.
Oh, okay.
I have the Saints teased up to 8.5 before.
Gotcha.
Because, I like to do home teams up to 8.5. So that worked out as far as that goes. And we actually bet some Eagles too early at a bad number pick. So maybe we'll come back at some +3 as well. So kind of playing both sides of that game. And it'd be nice if the Eagles won by 4 or 3 would be okay.
Right. How now? Did you have a third pick for us, or did I go over it? Or did we go over it already?
No, I got one more pick. I was just going to mention you kind of stole my thunder there with the look ahead lines. And
sorry.
That's all right. This one kind of falls into that spot right here. The Detroit Lions going on the road, and I don't take many road favorites, but this line a week ago was -4.5, and now you can lay 2.5 with some juice, at least offshore.
Oh yeah, no.
Lions against this Arizona team had an impressive win against the Rams last week, but I can see Detroit bouncing back here in the desert in the late game against the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, no, there's some 2.5s, like you said, in faraway places, -15, -17, -18. And this is another team though. This Arizona team scored a ton versus Buffalo. I guess they could, even though they lost the game by 6, scoring a lot of points. And then last week's game, and then Detroit being upset last week knocked us out of survivor pools. I tell you, man, it's hard to put any serious money on NFL sides. I just feel much more comfortable betting
on totals, first half totals. But you know what? Like we said here, we get to steal some half points here and there. Living in Vegas, having outs like the stations, the Win, Coast Casinos. It's they have so much of a square business that sometimes you'll get them. The Win for the big giant Win. I know they're big, multi-billion-dollar casino. They allow customers from the casino side. You have a guy betting baccarat 25, 50,000 a hand. He wants to come over and bet 300,000 on the game. They're literally, they have to take that bet. Or to be real blunt, I know for a fact sometimes they even take bigger bets from guys. They have to take it because because these guys are big losers in the casino. So let them. They're laying 11-10. They're going to have a big side for the day, but they will alter the line to try to get back some of the business. And I noticed that every Sunday I'll see some low hanging fruit at the Win. Again, stations always has that if they let you play. They throw guys like me and you off the app, though. Maybe even out in the casino. I mean, I'm not even allowed to bet sports there. So anyway, that brings us to our subject about what you asked me today, what you told me today. You want to tell the folks at home?
Oh, about getting limited in the books? Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, I got I finally filed my first Colorado gaming complaint, and I'm not going to say the sports book yet.
Right, we won't say who.
Divulge.
I can't wait to say it. Go ahead.
I might divulge that later, but I'm getting no explanation why my limits are low. I try to bet only $1,000 on an NFL side. They came back with $157.
Wow.
And it was going on last year too. And I thought maybe this, I talked to my host at this particular casino, which I have top card like people at the Win do, figured why can't I get 25 and 50K limits like they have?
Right.
Right. I got the top card there. And he said, well, they got different traders now. And I've emailed them, got no response. So finally I put in, and our fellow friend Spanky put out this tweet about if you've ever been limited and no reason why, and look at his thread if you're on Twitter at Spanky, he'll give you every gaming commission. So I decided to file my first gaming commission complaint about my limit, and we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys.
Let's see what happens. If you bother gaming enough with it, maybe we find someone that knows. I encourage
everybody else who's listening to this, or probably listen to Be Better Betters, to do that. Let's put out a bunch of complaints to these gaming commissions and hopefully get some of our limits back.
Well, that's good. Hopefully I get some more success across the country than I've had here in Nevada when I've called them about the parlay cards on Sundays, and they say, help, private property, they can do what they want. That's what the gaming agents have told me multiple times on the phone. So they're allowed to book one-way bets, just take a game off the parlay card, one side of the game, they're not booking, only the other side. There's so many things, and they just don't want to bother with it. Just please let me do my 8 hours. Let me just have no one question me, and I go home and just watch the games myself. It's frustrating.
I won my one gaming complaint so far in Nevada, and it was in Mesquite.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're trying to kick us all out. We're playing a promotion, and we're going to get our cards that we earned, and each card was worth about $10. And I had like 600 of them coming because we're playing these blackjack machines, and it was at a casino that's closed now in Mesquite, and so we had to call into gaming because they kicked us all out before we could even get our cards, and gaming reinstated us in the casino, plus paid me $6,000 for that's
your cards.
That was the worth of the cards. So
wow, I won $10 each.
I won my one and only gaming case, and
that's unbelievable. That's good to hear, because that's good to hear. I guess that I know the reason why they're closed now, but yeah. So Randy McKay put them out of business. Anyway, yeah, no, it's good to know that gaming will take the sides of the gamblers / sports bettors sometimes if you can explain it properly and if they want to take their time. Because I always say, gaming, their responsibility is to back the casinos. Most customers are disgruntled. They're mad they lost. They look for reasons, but not within themselves. And they get paid indirectly. If there wasn't a casino business, they wouldn't be someone to police it. So they indirectly get paid from the casino business. So it's good to know that does happen. Well, guys, I think that's all for this week. And appreciate Randy coming on for the whole episode. Thank you guys for coming on watching Wise Kracks. Like and subscribe. I get back to comments, as much as I can. Try to do it because you guys take the time to write. I'll take my time to respond. We'll see you next week on Wise Kracks. Thanks, Randy.
All right. Thank you, guys, and good luck, everybody out there this week.